So it's the 4th of January, this is the fourth video, let's jump in. So today I had the opportunity to spend some real quality time with my dad. This is something that I haven't really been able to do for a long time and didn't really get to do when I was younger. So we decided to hike up the Crater Rim track here in Christchurch, and it was fantastic. It was a very difficult track, especially for my dad, who has only done these sort of walks twice in his life. But it was such an enjoyable experience to see the city from such a fantastic viewpoint. So here in Christchurch, the city is based right underneath the Port Hills. Now the Port Hills used to be a part of a big volcano. The sea-facing wall of that volcanic crater actually collapsed, forming what we now know as Lyttelton Harbour. One of the reasons Western settlers decided to pick Christchurch was because of its natural port in the form of Lyttelton. But when people arrived, there wasn't a tunnel to go through, there wasn't a train or a road. You'd have to climb up one side of the Port Hills where there was no track and go down the other side, again with no track. Some people were lucky and they had horses. Some people were unlucky and they had to carry all their belongings up and down no matter what the weather. It's quite an insane idea to think about, especially considering that it was only 300 years ago. Originally, my idea was to do the Ropaki track. It's a much easier walk, especially for beginners like my dad, and I've seen a lot of my friends do it. So I thought it would be quite a fantastic experience to do it. Starting at the bottom, walking to the top, looking and appreciating the incredible views of the city and the plains, and then walking back down again. But my dad thought we would start at the top and walk our way down, but quite frankly that did not sound appealing at all. You'd have your back towards the city as you were going up, and it just didn't really sound good. So we looked around at the different walks and we found the Crater Rim. We thought, well, why not? You know, when in Rome. So we started on the track, and there were some moments where I was really concerned about falling. The track narrows and there are some steep drops just to the right. One wrong step and you're falling on the concrete or the road below, or you're falling onto a bed of stones that you are not going to avoid. There were some moments which were a bit sketchy. There were also times where we had to stop. Now, I wasn't in any rush and neither was Dad. We saw some people trying to run it, and hats off to them. They're in much better physical condition than I am. But it was so nice to be able to just take our time, appreciate the views. We even sat down and watched a giant cargo container ship be rotated by these two little tugs and placed against the container port in Lyttelton. It was quite an experience. I have been in Christchurch for 11 years and have never taken part in that walk. It seems a bit like a waste to me. So I'm glad I was able to get out there. I'm really glad, and I'm really looking forward to the next walk that we do. Although I think we might take a few rest days to make sure our legs are still in working condition. So I guess the takeaway from today is definitely get out there and spend time with your family and friends during the summer, during the winter, whenever you can. Appreciate the time you have with them. Definitely get out there and see your own country, explore, do the touristy things, and actually take a moment and appreciate the history and the landscape. And finally, even though your plans may not go to plan, make the most of the situation. Decide to do the thing anyway and just enjoy yourself. That's what we did, and we had a blast. So that's all I've got to say today. I'm gonna go edit this video now, get an early night's rest, and I will see you tomorrow.